Bought yourself a fancy new spaceship, and now you think you're gonna use it to earn yourself a few fat stacks of credits, huh? Let's see how well that goes for you. Welcome to Drop Drive. Assemble the space walls in a hexagonal shape like so. From now on, we'll call everything inside this hex the system. Place the 5 planet tiles somewhere outside the system. For your first game, keep them all homeworld side up. Once you got the hang of things, randomly select 3 of them to flip to the edgeworld side. Take 4 market demand tokens for each player and put them in a supply pile near the planet tiles. You can put the extras back in the box. Put the credits in a pile nearby, then place the sun in the center of the system. Collect all the asteroids, planets, salvage, fuel, and anomaly tokens, shake them up, and drop them onto the sun from a height of 4 to 5 inches so they bounce off the sun and spread about the system evenly. If there are any clusters that look too bunched up, feel free to pick those up and drop them again. Shuffle each deck of cards, ship fronts, ship backs, anomaly, and explore, and place them all somewhere outside the system. Randomly deal a captain tile to each player, which will give everyone their own unique power, and give them the matching player ship, battle die, and pirate ship. Players then place their player ships on their respective home planets inside the system and keep battle dice and pirate ships in front of them. Each player draws 1 ship front and 1 ship back card, which combine like so to form your player ship. Once you're familiar with the game, you can draw 2 of each type of card and choose which ones to keep. Each player then draws 3 explore cards, chooses 2 of those to keep, and discards the other one. There are 3 different types of explore cards: upgrades, passengers, and specimens. Upgrades give your ship additional powers and are placed face up in the middle of your ship like so. Throughout the game, you may gain more upgrades, and there's no limit to the number of upgrades your ship can carry. Passengers will pay you handsomely if you transport them to one of their desired destinations. These cards are simply placed face up near your ship. Specimens give you endgame credit bonuses based on the other specimens you're carrying. These are placed face up in the specimen slots underneath your ship. You can only carry 1 specimen per slot, but there are a couple upgrades that can give you additional specimen slots. Each player then assembles a nav tool using these little pieces called links. Your nav tool should include a number of links matching your ship's rocket drive rating, indicated in the upper right corner of your ship back card. Collect the fuel canister nearest to your ship in the system and place it into one of your ship's cargo bays. If one of you is playing as Ara Kane, that player also collects the 2 nearest asteroids at this time. Whoever most recently felt the effects of a quantum anomaly takes the first turn, and play proceeds clockwise from there. Or just choose the first player at random. The first thing you'll do on your turn is activate your pirate. If your pirate isn't already in the system, you'll launch it by dropping it into the system. Then, move the pirate to the nearest cargo, whether that's an asteroid, fuel, or salvage. Pick up that cargo and place it in the pirate's hold, found on the planet tile matching that pirate's color. If the pirate's already in the system at the start of your turn, that pirate is going to target the nearest cargo or ship and move to it. This could even be your own ship. See, even though we're calling it your pirate, that doesn't mean the pirate belongs to you. The pirates are all out for themselves. You all just get to control one of them so they can try to accomplish their goals. If the target is cargo, the pirate steals the cargo and places it in their hold. If it's a ship, stack the pirate ship on top of it and resolve an encounter where the pirate is approaching with weapons armed. We'll talk about encounters a little later on. After you've activated your pirate, you'll activate your ship's rocket drive, and you have the option of activating your drop drive. When you activate your drop drive, you'll get to drop your ship back into the system based on the icons in the box in the top left corner of your ship front card. In most circumstances, activating your drop drive requires you to use a fuel canister by taking it out of one of your cargo spaces and dropping it back into the system, just like during setup, right onto the sun from a height of about 4 or 5 inches. If anything ever gets knocked around by other pieces being dropped into the system, leave them where they are. The only exception is when ships get knocked off a planet. In that case, put the ship back where it was. After you've dropped the fuel canister, pick up your ship, choose where you want to drop it, Hold it about 4 or 5 inches above that spot and let go. If your drop drive has this icon, that means your ship needs to hit the table no more than 1 link away from another player or pirate ship. This icon means no more than 1 link away from a planet. If you have both icons, you can choose either one. And if you have this icon, you can choose to drop your ship anywhere in the system. When you activate your rocket drive, you'll use your nav tool to chart a course for your ship for the turn. Lay the nav tool horizontally with one end touching your ship. Then bend it into any shape you choose. Note that you can't fly into the sun, no matter how big of a death wish you may have. Move your ship along that path, stopping anywhere along that path you'd like. You'll then interact with every object your flight path crosses. Cargo is collected and placed in one of your available cargo bays. If you don't have any available cargo bays when you collect new cargo, choose a cargo to jettison, dropping it back into the system by bouncing it off the sun, as per usual. Any ship you cross will pause your movement along the flight path to resolve an encounter. After the encounter is resolved, you'll have the option to continue moving. Encounters occur whenever a ship flies into another ship, whether that's out in space or when landing on a planet. When this happens, you choose which posture to approach the other ship using, hailing frequencies or arm weapons. The other ship then decides how to respond. You can see what the options for these responses are on the back of your captain tile. If you approach hailing frequencies, the other ship can choose to respond either by opening a channel or arming their weapons. If they open a channel, you'll get to choose one of the 2 closest cargo to claim, and the other ship will claim the other one. If they arm weapons, you'll then have to counter-respond. When one ship's weapons are armed in an encounter, the other ship must choose to either surrender or assume battle stations. If you surrender, the ship that armed weapons steals 1 cargo of their choice from the surrendering ship. If you assume battle stations, a battle occurs. Each ship rolls a die, adding the result to their battle rating, indicated by this box on your ship front card. The difference between the higher total and the lower is how much damage is dealt to the loser. In the event of a tie, neither ship takes damage. For each point of damage a player ship receives, that player must flip one of their upgrade cards face down. For any remaining damage, you'll lose 1 cargo. If the damage was caused by another ship, the player controlling that ship chooses which cargo you lose and claims it for themselves. If the damage you suffer comes by any other means, you choose which cargo you lose and drop it back into the system as per usual. If a pirate ship takes any amount of damage, the ship is destroyed. Redrop all of its cargo and give the ship back to its controlling player. When encountering a pirate along your flight path, the pirate will always respond to the posture you approach with in kind. If you approach hailing frequencies, the pirate will open a channel. You'll claim one of the 2 closest cargo, and the pirate will claim the other one. If you approach with weapons armed, the pirate will assume battle stations, and a battle will commence. When your flight path crosses a planet, your movement for the turn ends, and you proceed with planetary landing procedures. Stack your ship on top of the planet. If there are any other ships already stacked there, resolve encounters with each of them in the order of your choice. Then proceed as follows. First, discard any number of passengers whose destinations include the planet you're landing on in any order. Immediately gain the bonuses indicated on those passengers. Next, drop any number of salvage pieces you're carrying. For each piece you drop, draw an explore card. Then, you can sell any number of asteroids that match the asteroid types shown in the planet tile's market area. Look at the leftmost empty space of that asteroid's market row. Gain that many credits for each of the asteroids of that color that you're selling, drop those asteroids back into the system, and cover that market space with a market demand token. You'll only cover 1 space for each type of asteroid you sell in a turn, no matter how many asteroids you're selling. If a planet's market area has no remaining empty market spaces left for any of the asteroids it's willing to buy, you can still sell those asteroids for 1 credit each. When you're done selling asteroids, if the planet you're landing on is an edge world, you'll resolve that at this point as described on the planet tile. But since you're not playing with Edgeworlds on your first couple of games, you don't have to worry about that yet. Lastly, you can choose to either explore the surface of the planet or repair your ship. If you explore, draw a number of cards from the Explore deck equal to your ship's Explore rating, indicated by this box on your ship back card. Choose one of these cards to keep and discard the rest. If you choose to repair, flip all your damaged upgrades back to the face-up side. After you've finished all your landing procedures, your turn is over. On your next turn, you'll have to leave the planet without resolving any encounters with other ships stacked there. It's also important to note that you can never land on a planet on the same turn that you left a planet, even if it's a different one. If your flight path takes you into an anomaly, your movement for the turn ends. Remove the anomaly token from the game, draw the top card from the anomaly deck, and immediately resolve the short-range scan effect. After your first couple of games, you can choose to start incorporating the long-range scan effects too, as described on the last few pages of the rulebook. When someone places the last remaining market token, that player finishes their turn. Then, in turn order, players who aren't currently landed on a planet move their ship directly to the nearest planet, skipping any cargo, encounters, or anomalies on the way. Go through the normal planetary landing procedures, but don't place any market demand tokens. Obviously, because there aren't any left. Players then calculate their specimen bonuses. Specimen bonuses are determined based on all the specimen cards on your ship, including the card that bonus appears on. So, if you have a parasitic specimen that awards 2 credits for every specimen with a weight between 1 and 10 units, along with a symbiotic specimen that weighs 9 units and a nocturnal specimen that weighs 4 units, your parasitic specimen bonus awards you with 6 credits, 2 each for the symbiotic and nocturnal specimens, and 1 for itself, because it only weighs 1 unit. After those bonuses have been awarded, whoever has the most credits is the winner, with the most undamaged upgrades serving as tiebreaker. And that's the gist of how to play Drop Drive. Hey, thanks for checking out BNB Tabletop, the home of the Board and Barrel, a live show every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific where me and my buddies play board games. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. We like to keep things interactive with our Buff and Nerf house rules that allow you to influence the course of the game, and virtual bingo cards that could win you a free board game of your own. So do us a favor, do yourself a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding that notification bell. Thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you Sunday night.